In the quaint town of Willowbrook, where the streets curl around bubbling creeks like ribbons, lived a couple whose love story was once whispered as a sweet melody through the lanes. Sarah, a vivacious schoolteacher with a laugh that echoed like a bell, and Michael, a thoughtful librarian with a passion for poetry, had intertwined their lives in a small cottage draped in ivy and dreams. Their love was the envy of their friends, marked by candlelit dinners, slow dances in the living room, and weekend picnics by the creek. However, as years wore on, the melody faced the tests of time and tune. The once trivial disagreements began taking a sharper tone, and what started as occasional bickers evolved into a pronounced rift. The issue at hand was often mundane, a comment misheard or a birthday forgotten, but the reactions were anything but. The breaking point came on a cool autumn evening. Michael had forgotten to attend Sarah's school play, an event she had excitedly prepared for, weaving bits of her life into the script. The oversight, though unintended, struck a dissonant chord with Sarah. "How could you forget, Michael?" It was important to me. Her voice was a mix of hurt and disbelief. Michael's face sunk into a frown, his usual apologies lost in the sea of prior mistakes. "I'm sorry, Sarah. I was caught up with work. It won't happen again." But Sarah was too hurt to accept the routine apology, and in her pain, she resorted to silence. The silent treatment ensued, stretching over days, turning the once warm home into a cold maze of avoidance and unspoken words. As days turned into weeks, Michael's attempts to bridge the silence were met with cold shoulders and whispered grievances into pillowcases at night. The couple's friends, noticing the change, suggested therapy, a concept neither had considered before. Reluctantly, Sarah agreed, if only to voice her frustrations in a space where she felt heard. The couple found themselves in the cozy, book-lined office of Dr. Evelyn Hart, a therapist known for her gentle manner and wise eyes. Dr. Hart listened, her nods punctuating the heavy air as she pieced together the narrative of unmet expectations and communication breakdowns. Silence, she finally spoke, her voice calm and reassuring, is like water. A little can be refreshing, but too much, and you start to feel like you're drowning. She introduced them to the concept of stonewalling, where one partner shuts out the other, not as a refuge, but as a barricade. It's not the silence that damages the relationship, but what the silence represents. It builds walls between you where there should be bridges. In the sessions that followed, Dr. Hart equipped them with tools for healthy conflict resolution. She emphasized I statements, active listening, and setting a timeout period where they could step away, not to withdraw, but to collect their thoughts with the promise of return. Inspired by their sessions, Michael began to leave little notes for Sarah, not just apologies but acknowledgments of her feelings. "I understand why you felt hurt when I missed your play. It mattered to you, and I missed seeing you shine." Sarah, in turn, started to express her feelings before they boiled over. One evening, as they prepared dinner together, a rarity in recent months, she shared, "I felt ignored when you didn't ask about my day. I know you don't mean to, but I miss sharing those little things with you." This simple, honest exchange was a turning point. It wasn't an overnight miracle, nor did the walls crumble at once. But each acknowledged word, each shared vulnerability, acted like a hammer against the bricks of their self-imposed silences. Months passed, and the therapy sessions became less frequent, but the practices they learned became the foundation of their daily interactions. The town of Willowbrook slowly began to whisper anew about the couple, not with pity, but with a renewed sense of hope. On the anniversary of their first therapy session, Michael surprised Sarah with a play script entitled Bridges Over Silent Waters. It was a story of their journey, penned by him, to be performed at the local community center. As Sarah read through the script, tears blurred the ink, a mixture of pain remembered and joy rediscovered. On the night of the play, as Sarah performed her part, her eyes met Michael's in the crowd, not with the sparks of anger, but with the warm glow of understanding and love rekindled. Their story, once muted by silence, found its melody again in the soft, forgiving hum of Willowbrook's creeks, reminding all who listen that even the silent waters, when bridged, can lead back to love. Comment if you came across the similar situation, like, share, and subscribe.